Hey loves, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I am back with another Bomb Live. Welcome to the lunch hour. I know this is a super late lunch hour. Y'all might not be eating lunch, but I am. Okay. For those of y'all who don't know me, I am a self-love coach who specializes in helping people to radically transform their lives. At the beginning of last year, I didn't like my life. I didn't like how I was living, and I decided to move to Medellin, Colombia, out the country, and within 6 months, I did. So I'm coming to y'all live from the beautiful country of Colombia. If you need any type of help, dealing with a toxic situation, traumatic childhood, a toxic relationship, hit me up at thepassportsis@gmail.com. I got you. Or if you need help moving out the country and you want to consult with somebody about it, it seems scary, I got you on that as well. With that said, guys, I'm gonna show y'all what we having for lunch today. Ooh, it's soup, so I can't like move it forward too much or it's gonna spill. I'm trying to be careful. Okay, can y'all see it? It's yummy. Can y'all see it? It's a caldo de cerdo, and I have avocado in there. I got some pork in there, some cabbage, some what is that? Some squash, carrots. Like it's super duper yummy. I put so much seasoning in this. Also, I got my rice. I have to have like a little side of rice with this soup because this is my only meal of the day. So, like, I had to make it a little bit heavy. So, I'm excited. I'm ready to chow down on this. Some topics we're going to be talking about: the whole situation going on with Jess Hilarious in the Breakfast Club. Sis, she took the bait, man. She took the bait and she going outside. I'm not gonna say she going out because she ain't going out, but she took the bait. And we're also gonna talk about AJ Johnson. Y'all know Jody Mama off of Baby Boy. Mama gotta have a life too. She meant that very literal, and she went on the Breakfast Club talking about her polyamorous lifestyle. So I wanted to touch on that. And unpopular opinion: polyamory benefits women and women only. So we're gonna talk about it. With that said, if you're just now coming in, hit the like button. I'm gonna hop right into it because y'all know I don't like waiting on folks and it just being like boring on my live, especially when people catch the replay. So Corey Holcomb, who I feel like is a certified hater, he's a comedian. I don't find him well, okay, let me be fair. I've never actually watched a stand-up of his. In interviews, I don't find him to be a funny person. He seems like I don't want to do too much cussing. He just seems like a biatch. Like, in my opinion, the things I've heard him say about women, he makes all these, blanket statements about women when the fact of the matter is he looked big, he looked like he stank, and he looks like, hey, what's up, D Nally? Good to see you here, brother. Yeah, he looked big and stank, and he looked like the only type of women that will deal with him are the women who do pay for play. So if those are the type of women that you're dealing with, then you cannot speak on the whole female species when you only can attract a certain women because nobody's dating you just because they want to be with you. I'm sorry. That's what Corey Holcomb gives. So I don't like his commentary on women too much because, again, it's coming from a space of a man that just can't on his own get women. There's always going to be some bitterness. It also feels like he always got a hating on a woman. So, for example, he was hating on Dr. Jamal Bryant, got on Cam Newton's show, want to bring her up. Then he just randomly brought up Jess Hilarious. They had been into it. And I'm sorry, masculine men don't keep women's name in their mouth like that too much. And I know it seems like a double standard because women talk about these men, but like I ain't heard her say nothing about Corey, right? And they're comedians, so it's all fair game. In that space, people have a right to talk about each other. But I just feel like, I don't know, it's something about his energy. He just loves to hate on women. And why are you having all these personal beefs with women? Because it's one thing if he didn't know either of these women and he's just making commentary and observation, but why is he always beefing with a woman behind the scenes? So it gives Biatch. I'm sorry. There's nothing masculine about him. I remember J. Cole. To me, J. Cole is a very masculine man, very masculine rapper. I'm not saying he don't got his ways, but very masculine. When Tasha K was talking about him, you don't see J. Cole sitting up doing interviews talking about Tasha K. He don't care. Tasha K put all his business out there. He ain't even giving no response. Like it's certain type of men, even Cam Newton, you don't see him just sitting up. So many women talk about him, and you do see he don't sit up and bring their name up. Like he don't care about none of that. You feel me? So I just don't like that energy in men. Call it what you want to. It's not attractive. With that said, I'm gonna bring up what started all of this. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna eat while this plays.
And now I heard about her up at the Breakfast Club.
She done got it.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. She took that job. She got that job because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented.
Been saying that for a while.
She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards. And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from she used to be on TMZ.
Now, let me say this. I'm not saying he's wrong for saying if he doesn't think she's funny or he doesn't think he's talented, he's not wrong for it. I personally don't find her to be funny. What I will, and it's not just her, the majority of these new up and coming comedians are not funny. Now, I'm a person who's very hard to please. If you make me laugh, you really said something funny because I don't just be laughing and kicking. It got to be hella funny, right? So I might not be the best judge of this, but with that said, I respect the hustle. A lot of these new artists, these new comedians, they really hustled and worked this social media thing, and it's hard. I'm saying this as somebody who be trying to do a lot of my behind the scenes stuff by myself, on top of working out, taking care of my daughter, cooking, cleaning, working my own job, maintaining my household, trying to drink enough water, trying to get enough sleep. I don't get enough sleep. Like, things like that, trying to maintain a social media presence and captivate people's attention. It's a difficult thing to do. So, like, yeah, she might not be the funniest person, but I respect the hustle. And a lot of these new comedians got hella hustle.
Yeah, she has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice, I don't know her name.
Yeah.
The girl who is Lauren. That girl know what she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlemagne and the other guy, DJ Envy. It's like it's seamless when she there.
Right.
It's the talent. The talent shows out. And then Les and Larry's ain't even reading right. And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment.
Yeah.
I'll
be honest, I ain't never really watched both of them. The only time I've seen Lauren is when like they were interviewing a politician or somebody like that. And I've seen her kind of give a very liberal opinion, just like Charlemagne and Envy do. So she's, to me, from what I've seen, she's never said anything that just made me think she's brilliant. A lot of the opinions that she gives, in my opinion, are less than smart. I'll say that. But what I will say, she's a beautiful girl. She has a nice speaking voice and she's very poised, right? But I personally am not impressed by her because I see past that. I'm actually listening to what you're saying. Like I'm looking for the logic. I could see Jess hilarious, maybe kind of butting heads with Charlemagne and Envy a little bit more because she's more boisterous, right? She's more loud. She's a comedian. She's trying to be funny, so I could see that. I never really just watched her to have an opinion either which way to say who I like better or who I thought had better chemistry. And again, Corey Holcomb is not wrong for having his opinion. The problem here is that like y'all are beefing behind the scenes. Y'all have had issues before. And like now you're doing this again. Not just that, I have an issue with men. It always seems like when you have two women, or you have women in the space, men always like to position women to where they are competing for a spot. And I don't like that. Just like Charlamagne and Envy are two men and they can be on that show and they both bring very different things to that show. Why can't Lauren and Jess exist in the same space and bring different things to the show? I don't understand the problem.
On The Breakfast Club, the other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Les Hilarious.
And she stood in for her when she took off maternity leave.
When she stood in for Les Hilarious, you should have had your baby on camera at The Breakfast Club. Because they brought in somebody who is talented. And you could say I'm dissing, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to act like I'm hating. I'm not hating. You don't got the it. Your segment could have been good if you knew how to deliver it right. But now they got somebody doing your segment better than you, and it's just flawless. And now I heard about her up at The Breakfast Club.
She got it.
Well, this is what happened at The Breakfast Club. She took that.
Mind you, I'm not going to watch this whole thing. So I'm going to be fair here and say Corey might not even brought her up. Somebody else might have brought her up and he decided to give his opinion. Fair enough. I still got my good eye on him because, sir, at this point, you're constantly into it with a woman. And now, he has to know, being in the entertainment business, if there wasn't a rift between these two ladies, then there's a rift now. It's a difference when a troll says something in the comments versus somebody with a platform and a voice get on camera and say something. Okay. So let's see how she responded. Personally, if it was me, I would have ignored it. Me personally, I would have pretended like I didn't hear it, see it, and I don't even know who Corey Holcomb is. I would never bring his name up.
I'm not about to dress nobody who has no career anymore. Like I did that. Yo, still mad about 7 years ago. I roasted this nigga, and he ain't done shit since. Like he ain't done shit since he got fired from Wildin' Out. Like that, I wish I would.
I didn't know he was on Wildin' Out. To be fair, I didn't watch Wildin' Out consistently like that. But I mean, you tell me, D Malley, is he funny? Y'all hit the likes if y'all are just now coming in. Thank you to everybody watching the live. D Malley, is he funny though? He uses too much vulgarity for me. But is it funny? Like, I don't know. I never sit up and watch him. From the way he talks, I've never really just heard him sit up in an interview and say anything that's funny. Like, y'all know, if you listen to like Bernie Mac do an interview or something like that, he gonna make you laugh. Back in the day, like them type of comedians, they gonna say something that's hilarious. If you sit up and listen to chuckle. I've never heard, y'all, not my internet tripping. Hold on, give me a second. I've never heard Corey Holcomb say anything that was funny. Jess played it smart by playing it out on air. She just bought herself some job security. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Well, that's another way to look at it. White Town's King. Nice to see you. This is my first time seeing you here. That's something I didn't consider. We'll talk about that. Hopefully you stay here. Okay. We could talk about it.
We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like, not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela Yee ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make her out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 3.
I mean, I know people didn't like Angela Yee because personally, I feel like her personality was dry. I mean, Just Hilarious is definitely an upgrade from that. But with that said, I never got problematic. I never got crazy from Angela Yee. So I don't even, if people were saying she was crazy, I don't believe that. And she's saying people don't ever defend her, but here's the thing, like, are they supposed to? People are going to talk about them. People talk about Charlamagne all the time. People talk about DJ Envy all the time. People sit up and talk about them because they're in the public eye. They cannot be trying to defend their own self all the time, let alone other people. So I don't see what she's saying there.
15 years, my nigga. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know what's up with me. I feel played with. I'm gonna play with niggas. Like, that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a motherfucking reason. I always got my motherfucking mouth open. All the time. Now, how about we supposed to be a team up that bitch? Mm-hmm. Not one person.
I mean, I guess. I don't see why she was so mad about it. But she must have been triggered or felt some insecurity. So let's watch what was said on the Breakfast Club. Give me a minute. I gotta pull it up on Instagram. Not I didn't save it. I thought I saved it. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the messiest, the shade room. Not Mama D in the spotlight. Let me tell y'all something. The shade room is way too messy. Like, why I gotta dig through all this clutter? Here we go. Okay.
It was weird. Yes, it was weird. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. No, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? Mm-hmm. I come back, she ain't ever leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess.
And I guess here's the problem there, because what I was saying. Now, maybe they have this concept to where the Breakfast Club is only supposed to be 3 people, 2 men and a woman. And I can't understand that. You don't want to overcrowd the space, right? It's kind of like with 106 in Park. It was best when it was 2 people, but when they brought them 4 hosts, it was like, nah, y'all doing too much. You know, we already accepted Terrence and Roxy, and then y'all want to bring in a little Bow Wow in the gang. No, it was doing too much, and the show just sucked. It was never the same after AJ and Free, right? And to an extent, I do kind of feel like that with Angela Yee leaving. Like, even though a lot of people said her personality was dry, she was the Breakfast Club. So I don't think it's ever going to be the same. With that said, you know, you do kind of change the dynamic when you have 4 people on. And if I was Jess, I would be thinking like, okay, this show is a 3-people show. I come back, somebody's supposed to fill in for me. I come back and they stay. Are y'all trying to work me out of this equation? You know, y'all just trying to figure out how to do it, or you want me to leave myself. But you're gonna have to fire me. You gonna have to do it with your chest.
The mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started
So
reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Who said that though? Because the internet said
what
that?
Are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we? Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first no, I did not. I wasn't gonna be a fourth voice. Why she only got to be a fourth voice?
Well, correct me if I'm
my
wrong.
segment.
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interviews.
She was going to be the senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought
Yeah,
you was.
you
I
lying.
thought.
Yeah,
Am I lying?
Okay, so apparently she got hired onto the company to help with behind the scenes before Jess even went on maternity leave. So it was an easy swap out. Now, I don't know if Envy is lying, but for Charlamagne the God to be like, well, you know, because Jess is saying all of a sudden my segment wasn't good enough. If it's true that Lauren started doing her segment coming on at her time, then this is not about just what the internet said. This is the decisions that the company made, or whoever decides who's going to do that segment made. So for him to try to gaslight at that point and make it seem like the internet pumped her up to think that, that's not necessarily true. And she probably was feeling this way before somebody said something. You know, folks love to try to gaslight and make it seem like you being over dramatic.
Yeah, she was on air.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
why you joke so much, man?
What you mean?
I'm not a joke.
It's not a do-rag. It's a
not
silk scarf. But it's not. It's not a joke. I'm
If you're
serious.
gonna bring it to the radio, I want to laugh.
It's not a joke,
okay?
but it's not a joke.
It's a serious issue about it.
It is a serious issue.
Okay, let me just
now-
sit back and watch then, because I'm not Joe Clark.
Because it's not.
I am actually. Give me my baseball bat.
No, it's now Envy. That's what I'm saying. No, nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
You're not a villain. Who said you a villain?
Yo, stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't
But
understand.
what do I always tell you? I say stop listening to the.
It's gonna be a fourth voice. Why she only got to be a fourth voice?
Or correct me if I'm.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It is not a.
Okay, so boom. Now, I'm glad that Envy said that, because if he said that, here's the problem with Jess trying to act like stuff don't bother her. Because I remember her saying, I'm not going to go look through the video, but I remember her saying when she went on that social media rant that she told them to, you know, you're feeling away, right? She admits she came back and she wasn't feeling Lauren because she was supposed to stay, you know, she was supposed to be gone when she came back. You're feeling away. The girl is doing a segment on your time slot. And instead of her speaking up and advocating for herself behind the scenes and saying, then, I don't like this, I want my segment back, she just says, oh, well, no, y'all give it to her. And that's that passive aggressive stuff that a lot of women do. Say what the hell you mean and mean what you say. If you want that segment, and if somebody else taking the segment is going to make you feel so insecure that you popping off on social media the second that another celebrity says something about the situation, now you want to go off and air everybody out. The best thing for her to have done was to say something. No, I want my segment back. Ladies, y'all got to stop being scared to say something, because at this point, it's about business. It's about, this is the reason why y'all brought me on. So at the very, I don't know if she felt like she was going to be rejected if she asked for her segment back, but you got to try, because now you got this all built up and all swollen in the chest. So I understand Envy saying like, this is whack. This is whack because I tried to address it with you. And then you try to make it seem like nobody is, and y'all, this is my first time watching this like fully. You trying to make it seem like nobody stands up for you and nobody's advocating for you. But it's like, why I got to get on the internet and try to stand up for you when I'm trying to talk to you and look out for you and make sure you're good behind the scenes? Come on now. All right. Y'all, if y'all are just now coming in, please hit the like button. That helps people know that I'm on live.
about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like it was like y'all
have that conversation
y'all wanted
off
her.
air. If you had a problem, say it
I've
to us.
had
We had a
many
meeting yesterday.
conversations off air. What
not
is we
like
talking
that.
about?
Not like nobody having my back, because we have your back. As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
I'm not worrying about it's not even about
you. Worried about comments, and you worried about what people say after. The
perception and my reputation up here on the show.
They've been ishing on me for 15 years. They've been ishing on Charlamagne for 15
but
years.
That's on you. And the things that people ish on me for is on me.
This is the thing. You let the internet.
I get what Envy is saying, right? Because instead of her just, I don't know if she hopped on immediately after she saw what Corey Holcomb said. But yeah, that's bring it to me first. Like before you go in and you start saying nobody care about you, nobody listening to you, you understand why Angela Yee bring these issues to us first. I get that.
Dictate what's going on.
She started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off that. Y'all give her that. Take me off that. This is her segment now. This is no longer Jess with the mess. You know, got dark fats as a mother. Okay. I said, take me off that. This is no longer my segment. I said it. Take me off of that. Give it to her. Give it to her. Charlamagne said, nah, I don't want it to be her segment. It damn near sure is.
Okay. There she is saying it out of her own mouth. Now, if Charlamagne wasn't going to give it to her, but you pushed him to give it to her, what is the problem? Why are you so insecure when somebody bring y'all up in the same conversation? Behind the scenes wouldn't work for Jess. The bosses go by the numbers and engagement. Jess bought herself some sympathy time with this bad press. And you know what? That might be true. If they were going to let her go, she might have extended her time because now they feel like they can't let her go. But again, if they wanted to let her go to begin with, like you said, it's buying time. It's buying time because eventually that's going to come. With that said, I don't know, y'all. Do y'all watch The Breakfast Club like that? Do y'all really feel like it's more beneficial for them to switch Jess Hilarious out for Lauren? Because I honestly and truly, I didn't really I don't watch them like that, but I'm more likely to like listen to something Jess say just because she's so loud and boisterous, you know. I personally was not that captivated by Lauren with the small segments that I did watch. But y'all let me know. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna pull up a conversation that Jess and Lauren had. And Lauren is a beautiful girl. She is beautiful. And y'all got to understand too, like, I've noticed even with men, regardless of the situation, they more likely to take the finer chick side. And Jess is cute too. But, you know, Lauren has that like really soft look about her, that like 90s kind of fine thing going on. Men are more likely to take that type of woman's side.
Because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we gonna be, we here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And it's not, everything's not a joke. And I can understand some of where you was coming from, but bro, part of that live I thought was crazy. I'm like, what, Jess? Like,
what part did you think was crazy?
What part? Because like, Lauren, it is not like you didn't hear anything in that live that I haven't said to you.
I heard a lot that you didn't say to me.
Okay, so what part did I not say to you?
Okay, so the part about the talking over each other and the hush, be quiet, because you talk about how you feel in real time, right?
Yeah,
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because what we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But
I saw those clips of Jess telling her hush, be quiet, and shut up. And honestly, that's wow. That's out of line. Like, I wouldn't be able to, you know, Jess, I don't have no problem with her. I don't really, you know, again, I respect her hustle. But if I was Lauren and on that job, we would have been like on air. We would have been like throwing hands, like the way she talking to Lauren. I don't care that you're trying to be fun. I don't care what this is. We throwing hands, and the way she be talking, it be so disrespectful that like security not gonna be able to stop it because you done took it past a certain point to where it's not gonna be no bumping gums up here. You know that you crossing lines.
Did it
none of that was said. You didn't say
and,
anything
and
about
then,
that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better? Because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we gonna be. We here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And it's not, everything's not a joke. And I can understand
about the stories and things like that. You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen, I have said, hush, shut up. Yo, you overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like, I'm not doing that. If I already got the job, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not. It's four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlamagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there.
But here's the thing, sis. I know you think about your job. All this, my mom don't even tell me to shut up. I'm a grown-ass woman. You putting up with it. You putting up with it. And y'all I had this conversation before. Jess ain't talking like she finna stop, so I don't know what to tell you about that.
But right after, when you say you put me in office, you never put me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on. And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you.
Okay.
Ever. And I did I not? Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm going to handle it in a way where we can get through a conversation because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen about the stories.
I will say I do respect how Lauren is handling it. You know, she is being very, very mature. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's something with Jess' personality and how she be talking wild, she be talking reckless.
That's not, well, that's first and foremost, let's get that. It may be my delivery or whatever. But yeah, you are here. I ain't never say you shouldn't be here. I said from the whole jump, yeah, Shorty do the job. Great. She's amazing. That's why I want it to be her segment.
I think y'all can work very well together. And once again, you got to stop letting the internet pit y'all against each other. I know the internet has created a narrative, Lauren versus Jess versus Lauren.
That's what it is.
And that's what I'm trying to say is the internet is there. We see it. None of us can ignore it. I saw that Corey thing a week ago. It didn't say no.
Yeah, because I feel what Lauren is saying, because it seems like there's been some problems behind the scenes. So like the internet is just peeping and gassing it up, putting 20 on 10. But if it's been a situation where they've been pulled into offices with EP, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on that we probably don't even know about, that they probably didn't even talk about in this segment.
Nothing about
but
it.
y'all clear up everything else. Nobody want to clear up that I'm not doing that. I don't like you.
Oh, thank you so much. White-Town King.
They say no gay. I
That's
came up here and said I don't suck no pee-pee.
That's true, though.
That's different now. Come on.
Well, I just want to say,
Women's History Month,
I just want to say, Jess, what you feeling, we feel it together. And when that.
Let me stop. I got to give a proper thank you, because this is my first super chats. Okay. This is not the first person who has like donated to my channel. Most of the time, people who have donated have sent me like a cash app, but like, I appreciate you using that super chat button. This is the first time somebody's using it. So thank you so much, White-Town King.
The other thing happened that I called you about. I said that to you, and I responded to that on Twitter. I didn't send it to you. I didn't.
That's not. Well, that's first and foremost. Let's get that. It may be my delivery or whatever. But yeah, ever since I came back.
Well, this is what I feel about the whole situation, y'all. I feel like Jess is not necessarily wrong in some of her sentiments, and that is weird. That is weird if I have somebody fill in for me, and then because I go on maternity leave and I come back and they never leave. That automatically is going to make me feel suspicious. That's going to make me feel paranoid. Is my job on the line? And nobody likes to feel like that. Now, maybe those are some questions she should have been asking instead of pretending like nothing was wrong with her, saying, oh, y'all give her my segment, and brushing it to the side, right? She should have been, hey, what are y'all getting ready to do? What's going on here? Are y'all trying to swap us out? I would have been trying to get some clarity. Hey, what's up, Jamal? Good to see you, brother. And I saw a teacher say this. She was like, you know, if as a teacher, if I go on maternity leave and they put a sub in my classroom, and when I get there, the sub still stays with me in the classroom, I'm gonna have an issue. And like, as somebody who taught in the classroom, I can fully understand that. I'm gonna have an issue because why is she here? Y'all trying to replace me? Do y'all got this chick in here to try to watch me and find something to tell on me with it to administration? Like, I'm gonna be paranoid. Is she here to report back on me? What are we doing here? Okay. And that's what I'm saying. She has every right to feel the way. I just think before she came on the internet responding to Corey, who was just trying to get a rise from her, just trying to get at her, beefing with somebody for 11, 10 years, whatever they said, that is wild, right? For a man to be beefing with a woman for that long is crazy, because I wouldn't even be worried about her, right? But that's wild behavior. So, and my whole thing is, if you beefing with somebody like that, it's probably best to just not even speak on them, because you already know it's gonna get taken to a whole nother level. And again, Corey Holcomb has been into it with Jess, he's been into it with Vanessa Bryant, and then there was another woman who he had allegedly had a physical altercation with behind the scenes a couple months ago. I forgot the woman's name. Now, she might have absolutely been in the wrong in that situation. All three of these women might be in the wrong, but I just never knew too many masculine men to steady be beefing with women all the time like this. It just don't look right. It's a bad look at this point. So he needs to let it go. Now, let's talk about AJ Johnson. So for those of y'all who don't know who AJ Johnson is, or I'm sure you know her, you just might not remember her, Jody's mama off a baby boy, okay? Now, let me tell you something. When she said mama got to have a life too, she was really living it. She's living it. Sis is walking in it. So I'm going to show you. Let me see how old she is. Let me look it up, because she looked good. When I pull her up, y'all going to say, oh, yeah, she still look good. She nice and slim, and she does a lot of traveling. She does all this. Now, she recently went on an interview at the Breakfast Club, and she brought up the fact that she lives a polyamorous lifestyle. And I'm going to pull up the clip, and then we are going to discuss it, because, you know, it's 2025. People are exploring all these new relationship styles. Now, I'll be clear. Personally, that, you know, I don't like alternative lifestyles for me. Oh, she's 62. She's 62. She talking. Okay. Hold on. Does Corey Holcomb hold these chicks accountable, or is he a male hyena? I think he's a male hyena. Because, like, and I think he's a male hyena, first of all, because of the women he deals with. There's no accountability on his behalf. Because even when you go back and listen to that Cam Newton interview he did, and, you know, he's dealing with these chicks that he flying out, paying for the BBL. Like, he's dealing with city girls. So he wants to sit up and talk about all women and, you know, steady talk about all women like all women are city girls. But, sir, all you deal with and all you attract are city girls. Because let's be clear, the only women that's going to date Corey Holcomb is a city girl that thinks he might throw a little dollars her way. And he's said he has absolutely no problem. He prefers dating poor women because he just likes to throw them some money and going on, right? But, like, with that said, keep all of women's name out your mouth. This is just what you attract. You feel me? This is what you deal with. In the words of Crimson Cure. I think that Corey Holcomb is a male hyena. I think so. Which, again, I mean, if that's how he want to live his life, I'm not knocking it. Like, if it was a situation where he's like, bro, I just want to smash on these women and pay them to get up out my face. Cool. I have no problem with that at all. I support it. Hoes got to eat too. Okay? You making the economy circulate. But to then try to, like, poison other men against women because you trying to compare those women to women that actually, like, want to be in serious relationships and don't want to deal with men for money, which there's a lot of us out here. Well, then, like, you just being bitter and you sowing seeds of negativity. but he criticizes men who are lovey-dovey and tricks. He a trick. He on Cam Newton's podcast, he talked about being a trick. So I mean, what's the difference? In his opinion, are the men wrong for like being in love with the women or in tricking? Is that the problem? The whole simping part, like they actually love the women and spending the money, or that, does he feel like these men should be mean to these women and spend their money? It would be better if he was mean. They were mean to the women and spent the money. I mean, if you're gonna be dealing with the woman, deal with her how you want to. If you want to be lovey-dovey, be lovey-dovey. It's still, if it's about the money, just understand it's about the money. If you want to be mean, she allow you to be mean to her, so long as you're giving her the money, that's cool. But either way, you paying. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that all depends on the experience he wants to have. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up this interview that AJ Johnson did. Apparently, she is in a polyamorous lifestyle. Okay, and most women, when they are in a polyamorous situation, what it really is the man said he wanted to open up the relationship and be polyamorous. She agreed to it, and he's the only one living the polyamorous lifestyle. She might go date other people, but really she's hoping and wishing and praying that the man that she's with, leaves that lifestyle behind and picks her. And the man knows it. And that's why in those type of situations, the man gonna always have the upper hand, because you're too scared to go do what he's doing. Okay, but okay, I'm gonna get his opinion later on after. Just give me a second. Let me pull up my save videos. I'm gonna show y'all what she said.
Question: would you ever do a story about polygamy, but being the woman who has
who dabbles in it?
Yeah.
Are you dabble?
Yeah.
How is that?
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing. Let me say this since we're bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
My space in it, honestly, is because since I've been exposed to different cultures, and different religious and spirit practices around the world, my thing is I haven't found a lot of men in America who are really appealing to me spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. So my thing is,
now, okay, let's put some perspective on this. This woman is 62. At 62, she's probably experienced a lot. She's probably dated a lot. So this is coming from somebody who has let a lot of life situations marinate. Most women who I know who are in her age bracket, whether they're polyamorous or not, do not desire to be married. They all tell me, baby, I just want a little friend or two to just come over. I want to deal with them when I want to deal with them. But when I don't want to deal with them, I don't want to deal with them. That's what I hear from women from this age. So regardless of if she's polyamorous or not, I feel like that would probably be the mentality, right? As far as her saying that, okay, so as someone who travels, I'm not even just going to say as someone who traveled. I grew up with a lot of immigrants, right? I grew up around a lot of illegal immigrants. My first stepdad, he was legal, but my first stepdad, he was from Vietnam. His family was from Vietnam. My second stepdad was from Egypt. My mom is Black, but my second stepdad was Egypt. So I already had grew up with that element in the household, right? So when you grow up around foreigners, a lot of foreigners, and when you have a lot of foreign influence in your house, even down to the stuff that we didn't eat, unless him and my mom were broken up or whatever, he did most of the cooking. We ate Egyptian food all the time. Like, we ate a lot of foreign food. When we go around my brother's people, because my mom and them were still cool, we ate a lot of Vietnamese food. So then when I try to go around Black Americans, it is a little bit different, because Black Americans, a lot of times they only have their certain things that they want to eat and they don't want to try anything else. Even when you go on vacation with a lot of Black Americans, it's very difficult to go on vacation with Black Americans, because they really have the same like 4 things that they want to do. A lot of times they want to go to the mall, they want to get a massage, they want to go to a different country and do hookah and wings. They don't want to try. Don't ask them to try no food off of a street vendor, because they all think they're gonna get a stomach virus. And again, this is not let me say, it's not every black person, but like this is the majority. If you go on a group trip with black folks, black men, this is what's gonna happen. It ain't even just the men, it's the women. It's the women. So I can understand her. Like what I would say to this is, if you are a well-traveled black person, and you come back to America, being around black people in general can feel stifling, especially since we're supposed to fit in the box. Like black people don't necessarily let other black people have their own separate identities or like different things than what the culture as a whole is supposed to like. It'd be plenty of times where I would be trying to like date in the United States, and like the men don't like real food. Like they like chicken. Like here's the thing: they like chicken tenders, they like wings, they like burgers, and they like what's that stuff called? Chicken fettuccine alfredo. And that ain't even trying to talk down on our culture. That's just the reality of what it is. And no, it's not all, but that is culturally what it is. My ultimate dream, if I were super rich, would be a polygamist with the best 4 or 5, whatever number of women I could afford to give upfront luxury and money to and assign special roles. Okay, I can understand that. I think what she's talking about polyamory. So for those of y'all who don't necessarily know what polyamory is, it is when both partners in a relationship have multiple partners with multiple different people. So it's not a situation where you got the man who got 3 or 4 women or 4 wives. No. In a polyamorous relationship, you might have a man that has 3 or 4 women, but all those other women might have they have other men that they deal with freely, and that man don't say anything about it because that's the agreement. They don't feel like I'm cheating on my man. Versus in a polygamous relationship, if women go do that, the man is going to say those women are cheating on him. Also, in a polyamorous relationship, it's not necessarily the case that the man is supposed to be financially responsible for all of those women. You can figure out those finances however which way it goes. Polygamy is set up for a man to be financially responsible for all the women involved, and we go on a conquest. Okay.
I've got the athlete that I hang out with. I've got the spirit that I pray with. I've got the person that's adventurous that I travel with. So it's more lifestyle than it is the sexual connection for me. It's more like I'm not in a relationship, so I have more than one man I spend time with.
So whatever you don't get over here, you can get here.
Yeah.
Here.
Now my heart and my soul is actually monogamous.
Okay.
But because I can't find that, I don't stop.
Did you?
I mean, I respect her being realistic. If she's saying, I want to be monogamous, but realistically, I can't find one person that fulfills all the things. Oh, here's the thing. She's an Aquarius. Glad I saw that. It was giving air sign. I said in my mind, she got to either be an Aquarius or I'm so sorry, guys. My internet went out for a second. I don't know why it starts tripping around the afternoon. Y'all, hold on. I'm trying to figure out the connection. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why around the same time every day my internet gets to tripping. And I want to connect. Hold on, give me a second. Hopefully we good now. Hopefully we good. Okay, I don't know what y'all did and didn't see. I'm gonna play this clip back. The cartel said you ain't pay up. Nah, you better don't do that. Hold on. I'm gonna play this clip back and I'm gonna monitor the situation. Hold on. Hold on. Let me try to go back and play it. Hold on. Let's see. Don't have me paranoid, Jamal.
Are you dabbling?
Yeah.
How is that?
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing. Let me say this since we're bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
My space in it, honestly, is because since I've been exposed to
Okay, guys. Hopefully the internet is going crazy right now. And it's always when I get on live. Like when I need to work, it don't happen. Or maybe the politicians in your area ain't pay up and he cut the whole internet. No, it's like around a certain time in the afternoon. Hopefully it don't cut off right now. Hopefully. Let's see.
emotionally, mentally. So my thing is, I've got the athlete that I hang out with. I've got the spirit that I pray with. You know, I've got the person that's adventurous that I travel with. So it's more lifestyle than it is the sexual connection for me. It's more like I'm not in a relationship, so I have more than one man I spend time with.
So whatever you don't get over here, you can get here.
Yeah.
Here.
Now my heart and my soul is actually monogamous.
Okay.
But because I can't find that, I don't stop.
Did you decide to dibble dabble in polygamy after that breakup you mentioned that took you to Africa?
It was before that.
Before that. Okay.
Years ago. It was before that.
Wow. Okay.
It was way before that. And so me having a relationship after that was me trying monogamy again. And a large part of me was bored. You know, intellectually I was bored. Again, I want to travel the world. I wasn't finding a lot of African-American men who are building their lives to do that. I even say now when I meet men, I say, you know, I carry 5 currencies on any given day. How many?
You know what's the hard part? And I ponder this myself in terms of like why I haven't, because I've come to the conclusion that I'm very emotionally unavailable. I truly am. And part of that is because a lot of the times I find like my idea would be to find somebody who is a good, solid person who has their own life and their own things going on. If they like to travel and they want to come with me, fine. If you don't like to travel, that's fine. You don't gotta like to travel. You don't gotta be as adventurous as I am. Leave me the hell alone when I want to go do my thing though. And that's the hard part. So I get what she's saying, because my thought process was like, okay, well, if she just likes to travel, just get a man and go travel. But then that's easier said than done, because a lot of men, once you get into a relationship with them, that life has to be over, or you're gonna be arguing and fighting. They don't want you to do solo travel. In their mind, when they think woman traveling alone, they think built over balconies and getting your back blown out. which is crazy. Because me personally, I've never been the type. I've had boyfriends go out of town. I even had a boyfriend that went out of town with a group of his friends that included 2 girls. This is when I was like 25. And people might say that was dumb, but in my mind, I felt like, first of all, I didn't care enough to try to put up a protest. I liked him, I really did. I loved him, but second, these were his friends before I came into his life. And third, I didn't think anything was going on, right? So it wasn't even a conversation like that. I was like, I hope you have fun. And I didn't sweat him that whole time. I don't even remember calling him while he was out of town. But in most relationships, it don't go that way. I think he called me a couple times, but I don't remember caring like that.
Currencies do you have?
Ooh,
Okay.
damn. God damn.
And that's not a flex.
Yes,
That's
it is.
But it's intimidating.
Oh, well,
sure.
see, here we go with
It's
that.
I'm trying to get my money up in one place.
And that's the problem when you are fun loving. Again, this is air sign. Everything she's talking about, this is air sign activities. And when I say air signs, we leaving. I'm sorry, Libras, I gotta leave y'all out because y'all a little bit. This is Aquarius and Gemini activities. We can be in relationships in these type of fashions. We can be with people and let them travel and live their life and do their thing. And as long as you are respecting us, and as long as we feel like you being loyal to us, like then we cool. We not tripping. That's just like Drea, she another Aquarius with that young boy. Y'all know had 2 other babies that last year when she had hers. Drea wasn't tripping. You know why Drea wasn't tripping? Because she thought about it and she's like, I'm 40. I don't want to have any more kids. This man is 22. I'm going to let the other girls go on and have it. As long as he with me and we're together, these other women can have the babies. Okay. I was talking to another air sign woman yesterday at the park. And she said she didn't want to have any kids. She said, I told my husband he can go have them with somebody else. I don't care as long as I ain't got to have them. Air sign women are like that. Much more innocent times in y'all's lives. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like I get exactly what she's saying. Now, to my point, let me make sure I finish this. To my point that I was going to make.
Amex can go anywhere.
So, I mean, again, this is just my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm trying to say I don't want an American man. I'm just saying my international life, my global options take me into different cultures.
And you would be cool.
I ain't gonna hold you. To be 62, talking about you got global options, that's a flex. And for those of y'all who like, there's this narrative on the internet that when women hit a certain age, they hit the wall, right? And I will say, to an extent, things do change. Dating does become different. It's not that men aren't looking for you and they're not checking for you. Now, if you let yourself go, yes, they're not gonna be checking for you. If you are at 35 eating the same way that you did at 19, you're gonna be big as a house and nobody's gonna be checking for you. If you're not taking care of yourself, nobody's gonna be checking for you. If you're dating men who want to have children, they're not gonna be checking for you in the same way that they would be checking for a girl that is 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So what does that leave you with when you become an older woman? Well, that leaves you with exactly what you want. You date men that don't want to have children or have already had their children because you don't want to have children. And those are in abundance. You can date men that prefer older women because there are no shortage of them either. I done talked to these men and heard the things they done said about these older women. I get what she's saying. I could see myself being on that vibe, but nah, I want to focus fun polygamous marriage at my best place in life and build an empire. Real Capricorn-ish. Okay, I understand. Now, I'm going to get back to my claim that I made in the title of this video, that polyamory relationships benefit women, and they benefit women and women only. They don't benefit men. I have heard of a couple instances, known a couple people to where the man came home and told the wife, I want to open the marriage up. I want to have an open marriage. And most of the time when men come to their wife with this kind of conversation, especially when she's been a down, good, faithful, and loyal wife, I honestly believe that they never even consider that the woman is actually going to really go out here and have other relationships. Not only have other relationships, but have other men that they prefer spending time with. I've even talked with men who were like, oh, I'm considering leaving my girl, or I'm considering leaving my girl for the side chick. And I posed this question, well, how are you going to feel if in this whole process, if she gets another man? And they stop and pause. And you can tell they didn't even think about it. They never even considered it. Like the only person who they saw in this whole equation is them. Now, how this oftentimes work in a polyamorous relationship, when a woman does decide that she is going to actually make a real effort to be polyamorous and actually open herself up to other men, is now you see the woman taking trips. You see the woman coming home with money. She probably ain't even spending on you. She's getting gifts. She dealing with a whole bunch of different dudes, fine dudes, right? And men can make the argument, well, they wouldn't want to take her seriously if she was trying to be monogamous. Well, that's why it's a polyamorous relationship. Both of them just there for the benefits. How it works for the husband is the husband a lot of the times he can't keep his rotation of women without them acting crazy. See, men on the other side, if you trying to deal with a men in a polyamorous situation, most of the time they gonna be cool with it. You can even find men who are very high quality and sound mind and got their finances and things together, who are gonna be cool with it. So she gonna be able to keep all her men. It's not gonna be a problem. Even if they want to trip a little bit, they not as emotionally up and down and irregular. How it mostly happens with the husband is he start dealing with a whole bunch of drama because these women come into this polyamorous relationship under false pretenses. Even if he told her the truth, women will deal with you and say they're okay with it and they're really not. And then they start pressuring you to lead a wife. Because the woman is sitting up thinking about all these things that she wants, that the wife is getting, that she's not getting. And then not only that, she gets to go out and spend time with all these other men. And the side chick feels like, well, if it was just me, you wouldn't even have to deal with that. Or you wouldn't have to deal with all the stuff that you come tell me she does. That's just how that goes. So women are more likely to thrive in a polyamorous relationship if that's what they choose to do. Women are going to be able to keep all of their men. Those men are going to play their role and they are going to play their position without getting out of pocket, without causing a whole bunch of drama and disruption, because men know how to compartmentalize better. Women, not so much. It always becomes a problem. So it's always when you a polyamorous relationship, your wife is gonna have your girlfriend, whatever, is gonna have way more good and consistent options and gonna be able to hold on to those more than and she's gonna be able to get way more out of those men than what you're gonna be able to get out of those women. And a lot of times, if you try to find women who are coming up off of money and gifts and trips, like it's not that you can't find them. A lot of times they not the type of women that y'all like. Let's just be honest. So it is what it is. With that said, guys, it's going on 4:00. I want to hit the gym. I want to take my daughter to the park, and then I think Colombia is playing Brazil to qualify for the World Cup. So I want to watch that game. With that said, it's been real. Thank y'all to everybody who pulled up. Thank you for the super chat. It's good to see you again, Jamal. Y'all catch the replay, and y'all have a good Thursday night. See y'all. Bye-bye.